right. Welcome to yoga for the immune system, or just for the immune system. Hang on just a second. I'm going to plug in my mic real quick so you can hear me better. There we go. Okay, good. All right. Just wanted to make sure we were working. All right. So welcome. I'm Megan, and we are going to do a yoga flow tonight to help support the immune system. Through the last few weeks, we've been incorporating a lot of things, twists for digestion. We've incorporated meditation. We've incorporated breath work, and we're just going to keep building as we go. So this week, we're going to keep building on what we've done. We're going to do what we do. We're going to add in a little bit more breath work this week, and we'll see where we're at. So as always, grab a mat if you have a mat. If you don't have a mat, no big deal. Just make sure you have something to pad your knees, especially if you're on a hard floor, for anything that we do on hands and knees. And any blocks or straps or anything that you like to use, go ahead and grab them, but nothing's going to be necessary for our class tonight. All right, with that being said, let's get started. So let's start on our backs. So if it feels good, start with your knees in towards your chest. If that feels bad on your back, you can always bring your feet to the floor too. But if it feels good to start by hugging your knees in toward your chest, do that just for a moment. If you like to rock slowly side to side to get settled, go for it. Give yourself a moment to settle down. Feel your breath. So with your knees in toward your chest, it's going to feel a little more constricted to breathe. So notice that, honor that, and think about breathing into the sides of your ribs, into the sides of your lungs. Feeling that expansion with the inhale, the release with the exhale. And as always, again, if this doesn't feel good or if you feel like you can't breathe, you can always bring your feet to the floor too. Adjust, modify, make it feel good for you. And take a moment here to notice how this feels. Notice how your body feels today. Notice how it feels to give yourself a little hug. Notice where your mind is at. Notice where your body, or where your breath is at. Sorry. And then from here, we're going to move right into the twist. So taking your arms out into a T, drop both of your knees over to the right, coming into a twist. Left shoulder is going to melt down towards the floor. Take a long, deep breath here. If you want to look over your left shoulder, you can, but remember, you can turn your head anywhere that it feels good. So, adjust for what feels good in your body. On your inhale, bring your knees back to center. And as you exhale, drop your knees over to the left, twisting the other way. Coming to your twist on the other side. Right shoulder melts down. Couple of long, deep breaths here. Again, thinking about breathing into the side. Think about breathing into your right side. And then on your next inhale, slowly bring your knees back to center and take both feet up towards the sky. From here, point and flex through your feet just a couple of times. Make it feel good. Remember, legs don't have to be completely straight. A little bend or a big bend may feel better in the backs of your legs. Remember, we're just getting started, so don't force it. No straining. And then if you want to do a couple ankle circles, go for it. Lubricating the joints just feels good too. Breathe. And then maybe ankle circle the other way. And then from here, slowly lower your feet all the way down to the floor. Reach down through your feet so your legs are flat on the mat. Reach up through your arms. Maybe interlace your fingers, push your palms away. So now we're doing the opposite of how we started. We started in a little ball, so now we're really stretching out, making some space. And notice how it feels here. Notice your breath here, maybe for another breath or two. And as we lengthen out, notice there's a tendency to kind of clench in the shoulders and maybe even the jaw. There's a tendency for me to clench in the jaw. So see if you can relax that as you lengthen out through the side body. Notice your breath. Notice where your breath naturally goes here. And then on your next exhale, slowly bending your knees, release your hands. Roll your way all the way over onto your right or left side and use your hands to come up. And we're going to come to seated. So finding a tall, comfortable seat. Bringing your hands down onto your thighs. We're going to start with just a little bit of breath work and then we'll get into more movement. So from here, slowly exhale all of the air out. And then inhaling about 1/3 of the way. So filling up about 1/3 of the way full. Little pause once you feel about 1/3 full. And then inhale again 2/3 of the way. So you're about 2/3 full. Little pause there. And then inhale, fill up all the way. Little pause at the top. Exhale, let it all go. We're going to do the same thing. Inhale, fill up about 1/3 of the way. Little pause. Inhale, fill up about 2/3 of the way. Little pause. Inhale, fill all the way up. Little pause at the top. And then exhale, let it all go. Again, same thing. Inhaling 1/3. Inhaling 2/3. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, let it all go. And one more time. Inhaling 1/3. Inhaling 2/3. Inhaling all the way up. And exhale, let it all go. Good. From here, slowly bring your right hand down to your right side. Take your left arm up and over. Coming into your side stretched. Long, deep breath here. Inhale, come all the way back up. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Same thing, other side. Take a long, deep breath into this side. And then this time we're going to move with the breath. So inhaling, we're going to change sides. Exhale to pause. On your inhale, change sides. Exhale, pause. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, pause. Stay grounded through your sit bones as you keep moving here. Inhaling to change. So you're not torquing your low back. Just moving to the sides and the upper body. Let's do one more time each side. And then inhale, come all the way up. And on your exhale, walk your hands forward in front of you, coming into your forward fold over your legs. You can drop your head here. You can stay upright a little bit more. Keep your fingertips on the floor, your palms on the floor. And think about grounding down through your sit bones. So that way, again, you're not taking it into the lower back. You feel nice and supported. And on your inhale, come all the way back up. And from here, let's move on to hands and knees. So take your time setting it up. Hands are going to come underneath your shoulders. Knees come underneath your hips. And we're going to start moving through a couple rounds of cat-cow. So again, we're going to move with the breath. So as you inhale, I'm going to join you in just a second. But as you inhale, you're going to arch your spine and look up at the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to round your back and drop your head. And then just keep going. Try not to torque through the neck at all. So when I say look up towards the sky, it's really lengthen through the neck. And then exhale, round your back and drop your head. Inhaling, let the inhale initiate the movement as you arch your spine and lengthen. And then let the exhale initiate the movement as you round and draw the belly in. A couple more times, follow your breath. And then on your next exhale, take the hips back towards the heels, come back into child's pose. Drop your head down towards the floor. If it gets all the way there, that's great, but it doesn't have to. So if your forehead's all the way on the floor, you can allow the center of the forehead just to melt into the earth. If your forehead is not on the floor, just imagine it. Imagine the center of the forehead melting down to or towards the earth. Give yourself a breath here. And then choose to stay, or if you want to transition into downward facing dog, go for it. And then once you're there, if you want to pedal out your feet or sway your hips or move around, go for it. If you're still in your child's pose and you want to slowly sway your head side to side, just massaging out your forehead, you can do that. Make it feel nice for you today. Feel your feet grounding down. Feel your hands grounding down. Give yourself another breath or two. And then on your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands, coming into your forward fold at the top of your mat. And once you get there, no rush, but once you get there, just dangle. Dangle over your legs. If you really want to let your arms be heavy, or if you want to do something with your hands, you can do that too. But if it feels okay, just dangle here. Think about any stress or tension that you're still holding, and just let it roll off your back. Letting it go. And as you pause here, think about your breath. So again, we're in this kind of forward tucked position. So think about breathing into the backs of your lungs. Feeling the backs of your lungs expand with your inhale. And release as you exhale. And then on your next inhale, put a little bend in your knees and slowly roll yourself all the way up to stand, stacking your spine as you go. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, opening up. And as you exhale, bring your hands into your heart. So pausing here just for a moment, maybe closing your eyes or softening your gaze. Think about setting an intention for your practice. Your intention may be to support your immune system. Your intention may be something else. It may be whatever you feel like you need to take in or let go of, or maybe just a word you want to focus on. Lots of options, whatever feels best. And holding that, on your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, and you're going to side bend over to the left, rooting down into that right foot. Make some space. Inhale, come back to center. Switch your hands and go the other way. Notice your breath here. Take a long, deep breath. And on your next inhale, come back to center. And on your exhale, release your hands, come into your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, come about halfway up. And then exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. Coming back into your lunge. Pause here for a moment. Get long in the spine. And then on your exhale, you're going to put a little bend in that back knee and slowly come all the way up to stand. Remember, for balance sake, if it feels better to root that back heel down, you can do that too. Every day is different, especially with balance. So bringing your arms up if that feels okay, or keeping your hands on your thigh. Take a breath here. Feel the flow of your breath. See if you can soften your gaze. And see again if you can notice your points of contact with the floor. Good. And then as you exhale, bring both hands down to the floor. You're going to step it back and come back into a plank or a kneeling plank. So hands are underneath your shoulders, knees can be down or up. On your next exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhaling. Let's come up into just a little baby cobra. So start off really small. Plant the tops of your feet down on the floor. Let your shoulders roll down away from your ears. And then exhale, lower down. Inhaling again. Let's stay with little baby cobra just for right now. Little baby cobra, maybe take your hands up off the floor. Exhale, lower down. And one more little tiny baby cobra coming up. So feet stay down here. Maybe hands come off the floor. Take a breath. And then exhale, lower down. Sliding your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself back. Go back into your downward facing dog, or hips come to heels for child's pose. Take a breath. Notice what you need. Again, feel your whole body. Whole body. And remember that as we move through our class, it's important to take care of yourself. It's not important to do every single pose 100% all the time. The most important part is taking care of yourself, listening to your body and modifying as you need to, so that way this practice can work for you. So on your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your left foot forward between your hands. If it gets stuck, just help it along the way. And then again, pause here just for a moment. Get long in the spine. Put a little bend in that back knee and slowly come all the way up. Remember, you can round your back heel down here if that feels better for balance. Again, just a couple breaths in a high lunge. Breathe here. Remember, balance is different every day, so if you want to keep your hands down or even on your hips, or, I don't know, somewhere else, you can do that too. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. Notice where you feel your breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly bring both hands down to the floor. Step your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Opening up. And exhale, hands come into your heart. Sealing it in. Take a deep inhale. And a deep exhale. So inhale, arms reach up, opening up. You're going to grab your left wrist with your right hand, side bend over to the left. Right. Side bend over to the right, sorry. Inhale, come back to center. Switch your hands and go the other way. Take a deep breath. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your hands, hinge forward, come into a fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your right foot back this time. Coming back into your lunge. Pause here just for a moment. Get long in the spine. On your exhale, put a little bend in that back knee. On your inhale, straighten your back leg. 2 more times like that. Exhale, put a little bend in your back knee. Inhale, straighten your back leg. 1 more. Exhale, a little bend. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale, little bend in that back knee. And on your inhale, come all the way up, high lunge. Pressing into your feet. Coming all the way up. Take a couple breaths here. Again, lengthening out. Remember, you can ground that back heel down. Do what you need to do so you feel nice and stable. And then as you exhale, both hands come down to the floor. And step it back, come back into your plank or your kneeling plank. Either option is good. And on your exhale, lower down. And planting your tops of the feet down on the floor. Inhale again, little baby cobra. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, little baby cobra. Sticking with us just for right now. Shoulders away from your ears. Feel your elbows hugging in towards your side body. Feel your spine lengthening out. So even if you wanted to pick your hands up off the floor, you could. Or you can. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Tiny little baby cobra. Shoulders away from your ears. Elbows hugging in towards your side body. If you want to pick your hands up, you can. And then exhale, lower down. And press yourself back, either hips to heels for child's pose, or right back into your downward facing dog. Long, deep breaths. We're going to love little baby cobra by the end of class. Breathe. And then on your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your right foot forward between your hands. Remember, if it gets stuck, just help it along the way. And pause here just for a moment. Remember, your hands can be on blocks or on the floor or on your fingertips, wherever you need to be. And then as you exhale, bend that back knee. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend your back knee. Inhale to straighten. 1 more time. Exhale, bend your back knee. Inhale and straighten. We're just getting into the hip flexor a little bit. Exhale, bend that back knee. And then this time as you inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. High lunge. Breathe. Feel your feet. Take care of yourself. Feel your breath. And then as you exhale, slowly bring both hands back down to the floor. Step your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart. Take a deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. Good. So on your next inhale, so bend your knees, sink your hips, come into chair pose. Bring your hands onto your hips for this chair. So pause here. Slide your knees back so you can see your toes. Anchor your tailbone down. Feel your low belly lift. Take a breath. And then inhale, breathe into your belly. So feel your belly fill all the way up. As you exhale, release all the air from your belly. Feeling your belly hung in towards the spine. Again, inhale, fill up your belly. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale, fill up the belly. And exhale, release. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, dive forward, come into your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Good. And from here, anchor down your back heel. Let's come up into warrior two. So planting your feet down firmly. Taking your arms out, reaching your right arm straight forward over your right leg. Left arm reaches back over your left leg. Breathing here. And maybe just for today, turn your palms to face up. Feel how that changes things. It does for me anyway. So breathe. It helps to roll the shoulders back when you turn your palms up. So breathe here. Notice where your breath is directed. Notice the power of your breath. And then as you inhale, take your left hand, your back hand back to your back leg. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Lengthen it out. Proud warrior. Make some space in that side body. Side stretches, also great way to support the immune system. Breathing is a really good way to support yourself all the time. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Lengthen out. And as you exhale, we're going to come into triangle pose. So right hand's going to come down to your shin, to the floor. If you got a block there, you can put it on a block. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. Triangle pose. So in triangle pose, we're not necessarily trying to get as low as we can, because if we do that, what happens is you start to collapse, and not only are you not getting the big stretch in the upper body, you're also not able to breathe very well. So coming up so you feel as much space in your right side as you do in your left, and then opening up here. Long, deep breaths. Because today and always, you just want to be able to breathe. Long, deep breaths. On your next inhale, bend your front knee. Come all the way back up. Back into warrior two. And then exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. Keep your left hand down on the floor. Open your right arm up towards the sky. Opening up. Taking a long, deep breath here. Enjoying the space. And then exhale, bring your right hand down to the floor. Straighten your right leg. You can hop that back foot in a little bit or a lot if you want to, or you can keep the heel up off the floor. It's completely up to you, whatever feels best. But while you're here, think about sending that right hip back, because just like in triangle, you're trying to make as much space in that right side as you are in your left side. So try not to get crunchy in your right side. Breathe here. And then on your exhale, bend your front knee, step your back foot forward to meet your front foot, come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose, just one breath. And on your exhale, press to stand, hands come to heart. And find your feet, feel your feet grounding down, feel the length of your spine. And let's do side two. Okay, so on your inhale, bend your knees again, sink your hips, chair pose. Pause here, slide your knees back so you can see your toes, anchor your tailbone down, and then bring your hands to your hips. Let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. And then inhale, fill up your belly, all the way up into the lower ribs. And then exhale from the lower ribs down into the belly. Do that again. Inhale, fill up the belly. and the lower ribs. Exhaling from the low ribs all the way down into the belly. Notice if your knees start to slide forward over your toes, slide them back. I just noticed mine were. One more time, inhale into the belly and into the low ribs. And then exhale, low ribs and belly. On your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. But inhale, lengthen your spine from about halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Anchor down your right heel, and we're going to come up into Warrior Two, left side. So left arm's reaching forward over your left leg, right arm's reaching back over your right leg. Feel your feet grounding down, feel the length of your spine. And then turn your palms to face up. It's because it's nice today. Gives your shoulders a little bit of a break too. So breathe here, open up your heart. Feel the space you're creating, and feel if you can send your breath maybe a little bit more into the upper chest and the low belly and the middle chest. Good. And then on your inhale, take your right hand back to your right leg. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. Proud warrior. So you're lengthening out that left side again, getting that big side stretch. Breathing here. Feeling the space you're creating, and then breathing into that space. As you inhale, lengthen your left leg straight. And then exhaling, left hand's going to come down again to the shin. If you got a block, bring it to the block or the floor, wherever it feels best for you. You can even come up a little bit higher if that feels better. So really be nice to yourself here. And again, you're trying to make your left side just as long as your right. So triangle really isn't about how low can you go. It's about how long can you make your spine. Really, really long spine. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. Feel your legs supporting you. Feel the space in both sides, and then breathe into that space. And then on your next inhale, bend your front knee, come all the way back up. Warrior Two. Exhale, both hands come to the floor. Pivot onto the ball of the right foot. Keep the right hand down. Open the left arm up and come into that twist. Breathing here. Making space. Notice where your breath is directed. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand down to the floor. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Reaffirm your intention. What is it that you need today? All right, let's do one more round of standing. Right side. So on your next inhale, take your arms up overhead. As you exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. Again, bring your hands to your hips. Slide those knees back. So as you inhale into your belly, your low ribs, and all the way up into the upper chest, all the way up into the collarbones. And then as you exhale from the collarbones, the low ribs, and all the way down into the belly. One more time like that, inhaling, or two more times, belly, low ribs, all the way up into the collarbones, and exhale, collarbones, low ribs, and belly. I know you're feeling this in your legs. Just see if you can soften around it. One more time. Inhale, belly, low ribs, up into the collarbones, and then exhale, collarbones, low ribs, and belly. Inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, dive forward, come into your fold. On your inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Anchor down your back heel. We're going to come back into Warrior Two. So take your time here setting it up. Feel your feet. Feel your right arm reaching forward over your right leg, left arm reaching back, and then turn your palms to face up if that feels okay today. Roll your shoulders back. Notice your breath. Are you breathing? Inhale, left hand comes back to your left leg, right arm reaches up towards the sky. Warrior, lengthen it out. And then exhale, side angle pose this time, elbow to thigh, or you can bring your hand to the floor of the block. It's completely up to you. Take your left arm up towards the sky first, Open up your heart and then choose. You can stay here or you can take that left arm and swim it up and over your ear, making a little more space here. Feel your tailbone lengthening towards your back heel. Feel the right side of your rib cage rolling up towards the sky. Take another breath. And then on your next inhale, come all the way back up. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Reach way forward with your right hand. We're coming into it a little bit different this time. Triangle pose. Right hand comes down, chin blocker floor. Left arm reaches up toward the sky. Take a breath. Lengthen your spine. And then on your next inhale, bend your front knee. Come all the way back up. Warrior two. Exhale, both hands come down to the floor. Again, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, and this time bring your back knee down to the floor. On your inhale, bring both arms up towards the sky. Or remember, you can stay low here too. If you want to keep your hands on the floor or on your thigh, you can do that too. Just do whatever feels best here for you so you feel nice and stable. Take a breath. And then bring your hands to your heart. We're going to twist to the right. Left elbow to the inside or all the way to the outside of that right thigh. Take a breath here. Choose to turn a little bit toward you so you can see this. Choose if you want to stay or if you want to tuck your back toes under and extend your back knee up off the floor. Remember, going into a different variation isn't always better. The best variation is the one that feels best in your body today. So notice, what variation feels best in your body? Notice where your breath is going. Notice if you're breathing. Again, we're kind of in a tight little package here, so see if you can direct your breath either into the sides of the ribs or into the back of the body. And then as you exhale, slowly bring both hands down to the floor. This time you're going to step your right foot back. I'm going to twist it here. Coming back into your plank or your kneeling plank. Or at this point, if you want to skip it and just move right back into your child's pose or your down dog, you can always skip it. As you exhale, lower down. Bringing the tops of the feet to the floor. We're going to start with the hands out, kind of over your head, like you're Superman. So you're reaching your hands up over your head. And then for this one, you're going to keep your feet down on the floor. So it's going to be just like little baby cobra. We're just going to do something different. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your head and your arms and your shoulders up off the floor. And then as you exhale, imagining you're grabbing like an imaginary pull-up bar, you're going to pull your elbows down by your sides and your hands almost come in line with your shoulders. So you feel your upper back engaged. And then doing that again. Inhale, reach your arms out in front of you. And as you exhale, imaginary pull-up. If this doesn't make sense to you, just look at me just for a second. I do this in class a lot, and sometimes the way I say it doesn't make any sense. So one more time, inhale, you're going to extend your arms out in front of you. Keep your feet glued down. And then exhale, imaginary pull-up. So your elbows come down by your sides. Feel that engagement for the upper back. And then as you exhale, lower down. And press yourself back. Go back into child's pose first. Release your back. Take a breath. Notice how you're feeling. And then again, you can stay, or if down dog's where it's at for you today, tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog, or stay in child's pose. Breathe. Notice where your breath is now. Good, and then from here, you're going to slowly just walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands, coming back into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands into your heart. All right, side two. One more time. Here we go. So on your inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. Bring your hands to your hips. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale into your belly. Low ribs. All the way up into your collarbones. Slide those knees back. Exhale, collarbones low ribs, down into the belly. Again, inhaling into the belly. Follow your breath. If I'm going too fast or slow, go at your pace. Low ribs, up into the collarbones. And exhale, collarbones, low ribs, belly. One more time, inhaling belly, low ribs, collarbones. Exhaling from the collarbones, the low ribs, down into the belly. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Ooh. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Anchor down that right heel. We're going to come back up one more time. Warrior two. Here we are. So feel your feet grounding down. Feel the crown of your head reaching up. Turn your palms to face up. Feel your whole body. Your whole body. Remember, modify as you need to here. On your inhale, take your right hand back to your right leg. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. So you're lengthening out. And then as you exhale, side angle pose. Again, bringing your left elbow to your left side, where you can bring your hand to the floor or the block. Start with your right arm up towards the sky. Notice the space you're creating here. Space in the collarbone, space in the upper back. You can stay, or if it feels good to you to swim your right arm up and over your ear, go for it. Breathe. Enjoy the space. Feel your whole body. And then inhale, coming up. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Reach way, way forward with your left hand, coming into it a little differently this time. Left hand's going to come down. Shin, floor. If you got a block there, grab a block. I love a block. I always work with a block. I'm not right now for you, but like when I'm practicing by myself, I always work with a block. So, use what you need to use. Bring all your props. Breathe. Sometimes a book or a water bottle works too. And then on your inhale, bend your front knee. Come all the way back up. Come back into warrior two. And then as you exhale, slowly bring both hands down to the floor. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot and bring your back knee down. Again, we're going to come up into low lunge. Remember, hands can stay low. They can come up onto your thigh, or you can reach them all the way up. It's completely up to you. Listen to your body. Bring your hands to your heart here. We're going to twist to the left. So right elbow either to the inside or all the way to the outside of that left thigh. Breathe. Don't go further than what your body wants to today. If you want to tuck your back toes under and lift that back knee up, go for it. But if your legs or your anything else starts to scream at you, come back down. Breathe. Again, direct the breath. Notice where the breath is going, to your back, to the side ribs. Notice. Give yourself another breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly bring both hands down to the floor. This time, you're going to walk your hands around to the right, coming into your wide-legged forward fold, facing the wide side of your mat. Just one time. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Knees do not have to be straight here. They can be bent a little or a lot. But think about lengthening your sit bones up towards the sky and letting your head get heavy if that feels okay on your back. Hands can be wherever they fall. They can come to the floor. If you want to grab your toes or the outsides of your legs, or if you like to interlace, you can interlace your fingers behind your back. Do whatever you need to do here. But give yourself a couple breaths, grounding down through your feet, strong legs. Then on your next inhale, come about halfway up. Flat back. Walk your hands back around towards your left foot. So towards the front of your mat. Coming back into your lunge. And then step your left foot back to meet your right foot. Coming back into your plank or your kneeling plank. Or skip it. One more time. Exhale, lower down. Good. And then this time we're going to come up into full locust pose. So this time you're allowed to lift your feet. So from here, take your arms down by your sides. And then on your inhale, everything's going to come up. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Everything lifts. Breathe here. Lengthen through your legs. Lengthen through the crown of your head. And think about turning the pinky edges of your feet down towards the floor and lifting your inner thighs Take a breath. Enjoy the space. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Turn your head to one side. It's like little baby cobra, but with your legs. One more time, coming back onto your forehead. Inhale, lifting up, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, everything lifts. Breathing here. Again, pivoting the pinky edges of your feet down towards the floor, and the inner thighs lift. Think about holding a block between your inner thighs. You're not trying to squash it, you're just trying to hold it. Give yourself a breath, long, deep inhale. And as you exhale, let it go. Feel your whole body. Feel your shoulders dropping down. We've got one more back bend. I'm going to give you options this time. So you can do the exact same thing we just did, or if it feels okay for your knees and for your shoulders, if you don't have anything going on and it feels good for you, you can bend your knees and grab your feet. Lengthen the tailbone, feel your low belly lift, and then inhaling into bow pose. So pressing your feet into your hands and your hands back into your feet, opening up. So either in bow pose or locust, lifting up, take a long, deep inhale, a long, deep exhale, and then one more long, deep inhale, long, deep exhale, and then one more inhale, long, deep. Last one, exhale, and let it go. Turn your head the other way if that feels okay. Let your shoulders drop down. Maybe flop your feet in and out, in and out, in and out. And then sliding your hands underneath your shoulders. On your exhale, press yourself back. Go back into your down dog or your child's pose. Whichever one feels best on your back, do that. Choose the variation that feels good for your back. And then on your next inhale, slowly come all the way up to seated. So finding a comfortable seat, we're going to move into Artemachi Andrasana. So what we're going to do is bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. It's just a twist. It's a seated twist. So you're going to bring your left foot, bend your left knee, bring your left foot to the outside of the right hip. And then right foot either stays to the inside of the left knee, or you could stomp it over the knee. And then grounding down through both of your feet, sitting up really super tall. If this does not work for you, or your knees or your hips, you can crisscross applesauce as well. So whatever feels best for you. Bring your right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm's going to reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, either hug that left knee in or elbow to thigh and twist. Breathe. Notice where your breath goes here. Again, we're kind of compact in the belly, which is very good for detoxification, which is nice for our immune system, but we also need to breathe. So think about lengthening through the spine and notice where you can direct your breath, maybe into the back body, maybe into the sides of the ribs. And then inhale, come back to center. And from here, extend your left leg out in front of you. So just unwinding that top leg, extend it, or that bottom leg, extend it out in front of you. And then cross that right knee over your left knee. So you're stacking your knees. Or if that doesn't work for your knees, you can bring your right foot to the inside of the left thigh, or even extend both legs. Okay, so choose the variation that feels best. Sit up really super tall, and then exhale, hinge forward, come into a fold here. Long, deep breaths. See if you can relax your shoulders, relax your face. And remember, the goal isn't to be able to grab your foot. The goal is to stretch the hips, the leg. If you're feeling any pain in the back of the knee, put a small bend in that knee. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Then from here, you're going to unwind. And same other side. So bending the knees. Take your right foot to the outside of the left hip. Left foot either stays to the inside or steps over the right knee. Ground down through both of your sit bones. Sit up really super tall. And then bring your left hand behind you. Remember, you can always crisscross applesauce too if this doesn't work for your knees. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. And then exhale, twist towards that right leg. Again, either hug that knee in or elbow to thigh and twist. Lengthen your spine. Breathe. Intentionally breathe. You notice you can breathe without noticing it, because we're always breathing. But you can intentionally breathe as well. So intentionally breathing in this pose. As you inhale, come back to center. We're going to unwind that bottom leg. So your right leg's going to extend out. And then again, you can stack your left knee on top. You can bring your left foot to your inner right thigh, or you can extend both legs. Do the one that feels best to you. Modify, make it work for your body. Every day is different, so be nice to yourself. Lengthen your spine here, and then exhale. Walk your hands forward, come into your fold. Notice how you're feeling. Our yoga class it's like a journey. It's like life. We start off, today we started off in a little ball. And as we move through class, we hope to unfold and unwind. And by the end of class, the goal is to be at the point where we can let go. And so honoring that in your body, knowing that sometimes if we push ourselves too hard, or if we overwork, by the end of class, we're almost either exhausted or discouraged. And we don't want to be any of those things. We want to be most peaceful, I think, without putting a judgment on it and trying not to judge it. We want to be almost peaceful. And so giving yourself some space just to be, without pushing, without grinding or doing anything else you need to do. Just give yourself some space to be here for another moment. And as you inhale, come all the way back up. Unwind that top leg. And then from here, extend both legs out in front of you. Flex your feet up towards the sky. Lengthen out. And maybe reach your arms up overhead. Make some space here. Think about lifting your rib cage up without lifting up your shoulders. Let the shoulders drop down. Lift the rib cage up. Take a long, deep breath. Feel all the space in your side body, in your legs, in your back. And then as you exhale, release and fold forward. Folding back into ourselves. Hands can be wherever they fall. They can come at the shins, to the floor. If you get to your feet, that's great. But, it's not the goal. Again, the goal is to fold into yourself, to bow into yourself, to get to a place of opening, maybe even to a place of sensation, but not to a place of pain, either in the mind or the body. Realizing that where we are, without going anywhere, without pushing anything more, without getting our face to our knees or anything, is already perfect. It's already perfect. And it's already enough. And when we realize that, we don't need to forward fold anymore. So just breathe. And then on your inhale, slowly roll yourself all the way up. You've achieved perfection. And slowly roll yourself all the way back onto your back. And once you get there, we're almost done, I promise. But once you get there, bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. And we're going to end in happy baby. So bending your knees again, either hugging those knees in or taking your shins with your feet up towards the sky, or grabbing your heels, the outsides of your feet, or even your big toes. and maybe rolling around if you want to. Happy babies usually roll around a little bit, but if you like to be still, you can be still too. You can be equally happy and still. So just choosing whatever feels best for you. Feeling your breath here. Allowing yourself to get to that point where you feel good. I want to feel pretty good here. Without judgment. And then coming back to center, hugging your knees back into your chest, back where we started, back in that little ball. Honoring this body of yours and all of its various systems that get you through every single day. And assessing here as you give yourself a little squeeze, give yourself a little assessment. Do you need anything else from your practice? Do you need like legs up the wall? You can roll over to a wall and put your legs up, or you can just put your legs straight up. Do you need a twist? Do you need an extra long Shavasana today? In which case, move into your Shavasana. But give yourself a small assessment here. Just notice what it is that you need. And give yourself like 1 or 2 minutes to do what you need to do. Unless you're doing something very restorative like legs up the wall, in which case you can always stay. Which you can always stay, but you can always stay for as long as you want, even through your Shavasana. But give yourself a moment to do what you need to do so you feel complete, so you feel comfortable. Maybe if you're moving into your Shavasana, grabbing a blanket or a pillow or a sweatshirt or all of the things. It's been pretty chilly lately, so get yourself nice and cozy. And I'm gonna give you about another minute just to sink down, and then I'll talk you through your Shavasana. So give yourself a moment. And then when you feel ready, start to melt down. I know I can't see anybody, but if you want to ignore me at this point, you can, but it would be very good to stay in your Shavasana. But allow yourself to start to sink down, letting go of the physical practice. The work is done. And now you get to reap the benefits of everything that you've just done. You get to absorb. This is where the true magic happens, really. Because one of the greatest things we can do for our immune system is to decrease our level of stress. And one of the greatest ways to decrease our level of stress is to do some form of meditation. And our Shavasana is a form of meditation. So giving yourself some time to rest here. Feeling the relaxation beginning at your toes. And slowly allow that relaxation to start to move up through your toes, down through the soles of your feet. Feeling a sense of warmth, a sense of softening, moving up through your legs. Up to your knees and your thighs. Feeling your right leg, the whole right leg, completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. And then feeling your whole left leg, completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. And then allowing that sense of relaxation to move up into the belly. Feeling again that softness, that warmth moving up into the belly, up into your solar plexus, up into your low rib cage, and then all the way up into the heart center. Feeling the soft movement of your breath. And with every exhale, allow yourself to soften and relax just a little bit more. And then feeling that sense of relaxation, that sense of warmth, that sense of softness to move across your shoulders and down into your arms. Feeling it move from your upper arms to your elbows, to your lower arms, hands, palms of the hands, fingers. Feeling both arms completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. And staying with that sense of relaxation, allow it to travel up through your throat, through your neck, up into the face. Allowing your face to soften. Allowing the jaw to soften, maybe the lips part. Allowing all those little muscles around your eyes to release and let go. Feeling that sense of relaxation spreading up into your forehead, to the crown of the head. And then feeling your whole body lying in Shavasana. Releasing, relaxing, and letting go. I'm going to give you a couple minutes of silence here. I'll come back in just a moment to bring you back, but enjoy the silence for just a couple minutes. And slowly, if you are ready to come out, if you want to stay longer, just ignore me. But if you are ready to come out, slowly start to bring awareness back into hands and feet, head and face. Start by wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then maybe take a stretch. Stretch up through your arms, stretch down through your legs, getting long. And then roll yourself all the way over onto your right or left side. And then just like you're re-emerging into the world, pressing into your hands, come all the way up to seated. Finding your comfortable seat. And bringing your hands into your heart. Sealing in your practice taking a moment to remember your intention that you set. Remember what it is that you need or need to let go of today. And then bowing to yourself, to your practice, to your body, and all of its beautiful systems and its ability to heal. And bowing to your heart, to your center, to your spirit, and to that part of you that is already perfect. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for coming and for joining me today. If you have any questions or if you just want to say hi, leave me a comment and I will be back same time next week. Thank you all so much.